Got my boy in the building, Terrace Marshall from Bossier City, aka Ratchet City, former LSU product, preparing for the upcoming NFL draft in April. Terrace, man, appreciate you for coming on the G-Sportz segment today, man, and kind of talk about your future, man, and some of your accolades in high school and in college, man. Appreciate you taking the time.
Oh yeah, man, it's all good. You know, it's all love, bro. Even when it come to our relationship, it's all love.
Definitely. Terrace, man, I know you got a lot of things going on, for far as doing interviews with some of these teams, training, and just preparing yourself mentally for this upcoming draft.
Man, this process, man, is one hell of a ride. Just taking it one day at a time, day in and day out, just grinding, meeting with the teams, doing what I got to do, to get prepared for the next level and that next step. So, it's a great success, man. I'm just grateful. All glory to God.
Terrace, man, just talk about these last 3 years in college at LSU, man. It seemed like it passed by so fast. I still remember, man, the first time I ever saw you play, your sophomore year at Destrehan in the playoffs. Man, I think you had like 8 catches for like 170 yards, something like that. It was something crazy. And that was my first time ever seeing you play. And I knew then you was gonna be a big time player. But just talk about how this process has went, man, from high school, to college, not getting ready for the draft, and some of the ups and downs, man, and how you grown not only as a football player but as a person.
Man, it's been crazy just watching myself grow. Not on the field but just even off the field. Decisions that I make. Just watching myself, looking in the mirror. Watching myself grow and look older. It's a blessing, to be in this position. I'm glad that I got the mindset that I got, the head on my shoulders. Because with this, what I got, the platform I got, you got to have a good head on your shoulders, just to keep elevating. So, man, I'm just blessed to be in this position.
Your 10th grade year, when you kind of bursted onto the scene, and then I remember seeing you at the Nike opening after that season. Did you know back then, like, you had a chance to play on Sundays?
Yeah, man, this vision been in my head ever since I was little. My pops, he put me in football when I was 5 years old. So, man, my dream, ever since I was little was to go to the NFL and retire my parents. So, I always saw, approach life as trying to be, different, trying to separate myself from the rest. So that's pretty much how I've been approaching, ever since then, ever since I was little, man. And, I always, dream of this moment that I'm living in today.
Talk about how you was able to overcome all that adversity, man, from your senior year, going into LSU, expecting to play early as a freshman, because I know that was the coach's expectations for you, but it didn't go as planned. So kind of just give everybody an insight on your thought process, man, and how you was able to be mentally tough through all that.
Man, my number one reason, just me just going through everything that I went through, was God, man. He just praying, man, just grinding it out at the same time. That's how I pretty much got through all the hard time. I can say that, I done been through a lot, but I don't show it. You shouldn't. I feel like you shouldn't show what you've been through. So I just walk around every day with my head high as if ain't nothing happened. And that's how I approach it.
Right. When you was going through it at the time, though, how hard was it to stay positive, man, like through all of that? Because, man, people don't understand. As a big time Power 5 athlete like yourself, the pressure that you probably put on yourself, and then the fans, family members, mentors, et cetera, et cetera. How were you able to just block out all the noise, Terrace, and just keep a level head through all of that, though?
Yeah, man, I can say for sure there have been times where I've been, depressed, or whether it's just down on myself, just trying to figure out, or just questioning why. But, I always have to snap back and, realize that, sometimes every situation that I'm in is always above me. So, I just, man, even though it sometimes get hard, you just got to keep pushing because, life's still going to go on. And so you just got to, do everything at your own pace and just keep constantly remind yourself that it's all going to be good.
Talk about last year, Terrace, man, and how special of a season that was, and how you kind of bursted on the scene last year after going through all those injuries your freshman year and playing a big role into, y'all running the table and winning the national championship like that.
Man, that team was just special. It was a culture, that I ain't never been a part of, until then. It was just the vibe and the energy that everybody gave off, the competitiveness that was in the locker room. Every day we made each other better, whether it was off the field or on the field, better as men, better as people, better as players. And I just feel like even that year, being a part of that whole process, I just feel like it made me better as a person and a player, and it ain't do nothing but just motivate me, to want to just keep going and elevate.
Right. That's your second time saying that, elevate, man. That's one of my slogans.
Yeah, that's one of mine too, man. Maintain and elevate, bro.
All day. If you ain't elevating it.
Yeah.
The receiving core last year, man. You, Jets, Jamal, Racy, Kirk, Jontre Kirkland. The list goes on and on. Then on the other side of the ball with Christian Fulton and Stingley and those guys, talk about practice, Terrace. I think that's something that people don't realize what makes a lot of big-time athletes successful in college and get them prepared for the league. You're going against the best of the best when you're going against people like Darius Stingley and Christian Fulton, who was a first-round pick, and Stingley, who's going to be a first-round pick. And then in that room with y'all, with Jamal and Jets and the rest of them guys, you competing with these guys week in and week out every day at practice. Talk about how that made you a better player and how going to a school like LSU puts you in them kind of situations to get you prepared for the NFL.
Yeah, that was one of the main reasons why I went to LSU, man. Why I stayed in the SEC, because I knew that, it was going to get me best prepared for the next level. I look at it as college just pissed off for me. Man, I was on a mission, my whole 3 years there. My goal was, to win a championship and, get to the league. So, that competition and practice just made me better every day. That was one of the main reasons why I went there.
How was the one-on-one sessions at practice, like on a daily?
It was live, man. It was competitive. Hey, if you ain't no dog, you ain't gonna make it there. That's all I gotta say.
Right. Going into it, though, like going into LSU, like your freshman year, was it kind of overwhelming? Like, dang, man, I'm not used to this, and you kind of had to get adjusted and get your mental prepared for that.
Most definitely, man. That was the reason why I graduated early out of high school, because I wanted to be ahead of everybody that was in my class. Like I said, I was on a mission, so everything I did was just business like. So when I got there, I had just got off the injury from my senior year. When I got there, it was a little mentally tough, but that's just part of the game. I always gonna start out uncomfortable, and then you get the groove up, you get your confidence up, man. That's when you get to rolling. So I can say that everything worked out for the good.
For years, everybody had been saying LSU always got some of the best receiving talent in the country, if not the best, every year. But it didn't really translate on Saturdays for stat-wise and putting up points. Because your freshman year, y'all offense was not. I felt like y'all didn't reach y'all potential with all the talent y'all had in that room and on that team and on that offense all together. But Joe Brady comes in. All right. And I know Esminger was the offensive coordinator, but I know Joe kind of put his little twist on it and kind of took that offense to a whole nother level. Talk about that, the transition from your freshman year to your sophomore year with the offense and how that got y'all going to putting up, 30 plus points a game, and really dominating defenses every Saturday.
Man, that transition just came really in the offseason, just that from my freshman year, pretty much everybody that was on the team that was there in 2019 that was on the team my freshman year. So it pretty much was just the chemistry we had and just everybody knowing, the culture around LSU, we shooting for a national championship, nothing less. So, it's just pretty much that offseason. Everybody, you walk in the facility in the offseason, you're going to see every position group in there on Saturday. Like, that's something I ain't even see my freshman year. That's something that I ain't even see my junior year. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say, man, that year was just different. Like, everybody was on the same page. Like, everybody was shooting for the same goal. And when nobody could just think about self. Everybody was just shooting for that one goal.
Right. These days in college, man, you see a lot of kids when they don't get that instant gratification when they jump into college. A lot of kids like to jump in the transfer portal. That seemed that that's been a common thing these days. how hard is it, Terrace, for you to go to a school and just stick through that process, even through the hard times?
Man, I can say, yeah, it get hard sometimes, you know. Because you know, everything in life, that's how life is. You know, you always gonna have up and downs. You always gonna have doubts. You know, you always gonna have them times where you just looking at something and you just questioning it. But you know, that's just part of growing up. You know what I'm saying? You gotta trust what you know, trust that process. You know, obviously you pick where you're going for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So just I look at it as, man, just stick to your plan. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously, you know, my position, my first year ain't look nothing like my last year.
Right.
So that's just all I go to tell you that, you know, in due time, you just keep working hard, man. It'll all pay off and work out for itself. You know, you keep God first and work with your head down, stay humble.
What advice would you have for any kids that's in college right now currently and have to come back for next year and they're getting ready for the draft when it comes to picking an agent, picking where you're gonna train at? Just a lot of different dynamics that come into play when you getting ready for the NFL. What advice would you give to some kids that's going to go through that process like you're going through currently?
Man, I say, man, start thinking like a pro early. You know what I'm saying? Soak up the game. You know, use your resources. Like me, like I was in college, bro. I'll be talking to the older guys that's in the league, as far as D. White and all them boys. Just soaking up the game. You know what I'm saying? Because reflecting on what they do. So I started preparing like a pro even before I got there. That'll take you a long way.
Talk about your M2B clothing line that you started, which I think is a hell of an idea, man, because it's positive, and it's almost like talking about your story, like the injuries, like we were talking about, like everything happened for a reason. It was meant to be. You know what I'm saying? It made you a better person. It made you a better football player. Talk about M2B, man. What made you come up with that slogan? And where people could find it at?
Actually, in 2015, my pops came up with it. You know, actually, man, my family, we close to God, man. We get confirmation from God or whatever, and that's how it is. That's our life. So, my pops pretty much got this vision, you know, meant to be. And at first, when he came to me, you know, I was in high school, I was 15 years old, you know what I'm saying, young-minded. He came to me talking about throw this up, you know what I'm saying, after touchdown. I'm looking at him like, man, I'm like,
right.
I'm like, that's lame. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, nah, you know, I'm like, nah. But then, man, I just, realize that, my position, what I want to be in life, it's going to be people following me. Whatever I do, you know what I'm saying? They just going to follow my lead. So, I just being myself, and I just started doing it, man. And I started finding a purpose for it, and I started understanding, you know what I'm saying, what it really meant. And then I just applied it to my life. And meant to be, bro. It's all in God's hands. Everything happened for a reason. It's just a brand. It's not for football. Like it's a brand that translates to life. You know what I'm saying? I want to reach, people that don't even play sports. You know what I'm saying? Let them know that whatever they do, everything meant to be. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. It's all in God's hands. And, everything gonna be all right.
If anybody wants to purchase a shirt or a hoodie and stuff like that, let them know where they can find it at, Terrace.
They just go to itsm2b.com, and then you type that in on the URL, and it'll pop up the website.
Gotcha. When did you actually launch the website, though?
I just launched the website back in December 2020.
Gotcha.
This is actually one of the jackets right here.
I like it, man. I gotta give me one. I gotta definitely give me one. So through this interview process right now with the NFL, what's some things that the teams are telling you, man, when you're talking to them, and was it everything that you expected getting interviewed by some of these teams?
Yeah, pretty much. All the NFL teams, they pretty much want to know everything about your life. So, I just tell them everything, shoot them straight forward. Don't tell them no lies, and go from there.
Gotcha. All right, Terry, we're about to get into the fun part of the segment, man. All right. Favorite rapper to listen to before a game?
YB.
YB?
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say Young Boy or somebody, man.
That's Young Boy.
Oh, all right. You talking about all right. Young boy. All right. Gotcha.
YB, yeah, Young Boy.
All right. Favorite football player of all time and why?
My Uncle Joe Delaney.
Who is that?
That's my uncle. My Uncle Joe Delaney, he played in the NFL. He played for the Kansas City Chiefs. He had got Rookie of the Year in 1981. I never watched him play, but I watched highlights, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's part of the life story. It's part of it meant to be. And I pretty much just feel connected to him, you know, all the time. And my family tell me, you know, that I remind them of him. And I wore his number when I was little. His number was 37. And I feel connected to him, you know what I'm saying, on another level. That's why, you know, I always feel like he's my favorite player.
Gotcha. Favorite sneaker of all time and why?
Like my favorite, like Jade, like my favorite shoes is Jade. I got a whole lot of choice. But
which one?
My favorite number is 11.
The 11s? All right. Mine's a 13s.
13s? Yeah, I like
13s.
Yeah, mine's be 11s or some ones.
Gotcha. Oh, you can't go wrong with the ones.
You can't. Them 11s, either those. You can't go wrong with 11.
Definitely. All right. Favorite basketball player of all time and why?
Kobe Bryant. Kobe, man, he just so clutch. Like, he just clutch. That's how I feel like, you know what I'm saying, I can translate to the field. I feel like I'm clutch on the field. You know what I'm saying? If win and out, you know what I'm saying, come my way. And we're gonna get this dub. So I mean, Kobe always been my favorite player, bro. I used to have a picture of him on the wall when I was little. Yeah, no, rest in peace, man.
Gotcha. If you could go against any corner in the league and beat them, who would it be?
Right now?
Right now.
I don't know who everybody project the top cornerback is, you know what I'm saying? But not calling nobody out, but I always want to go against the best. So I say either Jalen Ramsey or anybody, you know what I'm saying? Just I'm up for the challenge, you know. That's what I'm here for. I ain't gonna run from no smoke.
Gotcha. Favorite receiver in the league right now and why?
Julio Jones. I say he's my favorite receiver because, I mean, I feel like my game translates to his. I feel like, you know, he can do anything that the coach asks him to do, you know, whether it's running a short route, long route, breaking a slant for 30, 50 yards. I just feel like it all translates to my game. I feel like whatever coach asks me to do, I feel like I can do it.
Gotcha. Favorite movie of all time and why?
Favorite movie? Lord, I got a lot of favorite movies. Probably my favorite movie probably be like All About the Benjamins or something.
Come on, man.
Probably, yeah, the Mike Epps.
That's a good one. All right. Gotcha. All right. Favorite NBA team all time and why?
It's always been the Lakers because of Kobe. Always been the Lakers because of Kobe. Yeah.
Gotcha. Terrace Marshall on the G-Sportz segment today, man. Appreciate you taking the time, bro, to kind of talk some ball, bro, and talk about your future. Good luck to you in this NFL draft, man. I know whatever team select you, man, they get not only a good football player, but a good person. Keep giving God all the praise, bro. You got big things going for your dog. I always told you, since the first time I ever talked to you, bro, your mom and your dad did an excellent job raising you, bro. You always was respectable, and carried yourself the right way. Very mature like approach on everything you do. So just keep doing your thing, bro. And keep elevating.
Already, man. That's how we do. We elevate every day, 1% better every day.
And before you go though, man, you gotta let everybody know who you rocking with, bro.
Hey, I'm rocking with G-Sportz.
No, man, not G-Spot, man. That's the old way. That's the old way.
It ain't G-Spot no more.
No, G-Sportz, man. Just G-Sportz now.
Just G-Sportz.
Just G-Sportz now.
Hey, bro, when I was in high school, I had to say G-Spot. Well, I remember it though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're gonna have to do it again.
All right. Let everybody know who you rocking with.
I'm rocking with G-Sportz, man. You already know what it is.
Appreciate you, bro. Keep doing your thing. We signing out.
I got you.
Cheers.